I'm right here!
My lord, will you please help me?
What is it?
I have to get to a camp in the woods, occupied by people who are seriously ill. They need a healer.
The area's overrun with bandits and Mongols.
Yes, I'll need protection.
I can get you there. But this sickness concerns me. You're sure you can fight it?
Sickness isn't something you fight. It's something you have to care for.
If the people are as ill as you say, we should leave now. Stop the sickness before it spreads.
Thank you, my lord. How did you survive the battle at Komoda?
It was thanks to a woman, Yuna. She rescued me from the beach, nursed me back to health.
She sounds like a gifted healer.
She's one of the bravest people I know. I wouldn't be here without her.
My mother did the same for me. As a boy, I was always sick, but through her knowledge of herbs, she made me strong. She's the reason I'm a healer. Wait, I think I see something up ahead.
Good eye. Stay back. Let me handle it.
Where are you hiding from?
We don't have any!
Higher!
Please don't hurt us!
Come and fight!
This will make for a grand.
You shouldn't be traveling here alone.
We had to leave our farmstead, my lord. Everyone there is sick.
What brought it on?
Spirits. Our ancestors are punishing us.
We gave the Mongols our food instead of fighting back. When they left, everyone grew ill.
Now our home is cursed.
There's an inn just down the road. You should be safe there.
It's much too dangerous outside. Get indoors and stay there. Thank you. I only hope the spirits don't follow us. You're quite the butcher with that sword.
The bandits would have killed those people.
You don't know that. You could have tried talking to them.
It would not have helped. You know that. You asked for my protection.
Forgive me. My life's work is to heal the body, not destroy it.
Healer! Thank goodness you're here.
Homeo, what is it?
What's wrong?
It's my son. I think he ate something poisonous.
Take me to him.
What about those suffering at the camp? We've already delayed.
It will only take a moment.
I'll help. Perhaps we can make this quick.
Thank you, my lord.
What did he eat?
I wish I knew. We have no food.
I'll see if I can find what it was.
Thank you, my lord.
Nothing but boiled water. Rice basket's empty. Wild mushrooms, half-eaten. This must be it. I should tell Hanaoka.
Did you find anything?
Half-eaten mushrooms.
You fool! You know better.
He must have eaten them out of desperation.
I can make an antidote, but I need river moss.
Stay with him. I'll find the moss.
My lord, did you find the moss?
Here it is.
Homeo, listen carefully. Crush this moss, add it to a cup of water and bring to a boil. Have him drink the mixture and he should be fine by tomorrow morning.
Those at the camp need us now.
Yes, let's go.
Thank you for saving my son.
You know, that man's symptoms were the same as the couple from the farmstead. Aching, vomiting, labored breathing.
Symptoms of poisoning. You think the farmsteader was poisoned?
I'm almost sure of it. In which case, I'll need tubers to treat them. The moss was fine for that man, but tubers are stronger. They grow at a nearby pond.
Let's be quick.
Mongols. And right by the pond.
Would you like to talk to them? Ask them politely to move?
I'll leave this to your discretion, my lord.
Looking for me? Samurai!
Over here, my lord.
You found the tubers?
Yes. Thanks to you, I'm able to harvest them. It's just... watching you, I can't help but wonder if you enjoy the violence.
I kill only to protect our people. I think about that every time I reach for my sword.
Of course. I'm sorry, my lord.
Let's go heal those who need it.
The camp should be just ahead.
Healer, my wife, she stopped breathing.
How long has she been sick?
Ever since the Mongols came by our farmstead.
What did she eat?
We had no food. Just water from the well.
I'm sorry. She's gone. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
You did your best.
But maybe if I hadn't delayed, with that couple and that man.
If we hadn't stopped, those people would be dead. You also wouldn't have figured out these people were poisoned.
Perhaps. But I still don't know how.
That man said his wife had nothing but water from the well.
And we know people started getting sick after the Mongols left.
They must have polluted the well.
A contaminated water source would spread sickness like wildfire.
But it's treatable?
Yes, the tubers will see to it.
Then help those you can.
Thank you, my lord. You have saved many lives.
Really good interview with Putin. Put it in here if you can find it. They asked Putin what he thinks about Trump when Trump first won. And they said, what do you think about Trump and all his ideas? Putin said, Trump seems like a smart man. He has lots of good ideas. But I've sat through 5 presidents now. And when the people in black... Woman. Would you have the woman is at a certain age and she hasn't been married yet? She hasn't accomplished her biological goal.
Can I just say that?
Yoda's origin story, dude. Mike Wazowski and that guy from Harry Styles, or oh my gosh, the Donnie guy from Harry Wizard or whatever.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in these games, so I'll play through.
Markiplier, I love you. Platonically, I love you, Markiplier. You're my literal father. Florida, Texas, top 3 weirdest states in the country. Whenever I say USA, nuclear power plant, spider farm.
Hey, hey.
What was your favorite one? Legendary sword techniques that only the strongest warriors can wield. You think they're true? Of course. They're more than just stories. They're legends. And each one is never here.
Stop thinking, Jin. For one moment, just stop thinking.
reasons. Struggle and cry out for hope. Shattered, but alive.
하고 유해.
Come, my lord. The story of Uchitsune awaits. Long ago, an emperor and his palace were plagued by a winged demon. The emperor sent for Uchitsune, the most renowned archer of his time, who wielded a bow blessed by a kami. When the demon next came, Uchitsune was ready, longbow in hand. His aim was truer, and his arrows flew farther than any archers in Japan. Uchitsune loosed a single arrow. It pierced the demon's heart. As it fell to the ground, it cursed Uchitsune with its final breath. Soon after, Uchitsune saw the forms of the demon everywhere. His legendary bow never missed. But each arrow that hit its mark was met with a very human scream. The trail of bodies led to his capture. Though many called for Uchitsune's death, the Emperor felt pity for him.
Imagine if it was a...
Uchitsune was banished to Tsushima Island. He died years later, alone and forgotten by all but a few. The demon-slaying longbow has remained hidden here since his passing. Some say it awaits a worthy master. Others believe it still holds the demon's curse.
For a lot more legends, and we have some inside information on what's coming next and how they are actually going to be doing this for future legends going in along with the regular heirlooms. We're also going to give out 45 bucks. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Without further ado, let's talk about what their plan is.
First enough,
These very
bow
expensive
sounds powerful.
cosmetics. So Apex Legends is pumping out more
The
heirlooms
bow
than ever
inspires
before. So you're
darkness
aware we are
in
getting
those
great
who seek
heirloom
it.
recolor
I'll
in
bear
just
that in
2
mind.
weeks. Now, of course, with that,
question
we're
is
also getting
where to begin
brand new
looking.
mythic emotes
To quiet
and
his
we'll see,
mind,
and of course, a banner frame
Uchitsune
was very
often
cool.
walked the
And should make a
coast,
lot of Wraith fans happy if you're able
obsessed
to get it.
with the
Heirlooms
blue
in general on Apex
hydrangeas
Legends
that
are
grew
kind of
there.
moving in a ton of
Perhaps
different
they'll
directions,
provide
but
a
let's go
clue.
over those recolor heirlooms real quick. They actually will be making more of these. The Wraith one is not the only one. Something that was very unique about the Wraith heirloom that they decided to do was update the animations for it. As you may have noticed, if you have the Wraith heirloom, just even the base one, it's been upgraded majorly with a bunch of new stuff you can do with it. Now, this is actually been talked about a lot in Apex Legends. Players think that if they got one of the original heirlooms, it kind of sucks because you just don't get that many cool customizations compared to the newer ones. So this is something that Respawn is actually going to be doing going forward. They are going to be recoloring regular heirlooms pretty regularly, and it sounds like they already have their next one planned. What I was told, it was actually going to be the Bloodhound one, which makes a lot of sense when you look at the release order, because Wraith came out when the game launched, Bloodhound was next, then you have Lifeline, Pathfinder, Octane, so on and so forth. Now, of course, Valkyrie, Seer, and some of the other newer legends that got heirlooms, they have a ton of unique and cool kind of stuff you can do with it. Bloodhound one, not so much. Bloodhound kind of just flicks it. You start getting kind of the cooler animations when you get the Pathfinder who actually fights Bloodhound's Raven, but before then, they were very basic. So it makes sense that they're going to go in order of Wraith, Bloodhound, Lifeline, and then after that, they might have a little bit of a shakeup. When Bloodhound's heirloom recolor does release, I wouldn't expect a ton of different changes to it. Probably be just one singular color, very similar to the Wraith one, and maybe something scribbled on the hilt as well, or the handle. What I do hope, though, is other than just additions, they start adding in a lot more customization with these recolors, because they aren't probably worth $160. Very similar to the reactive Peacekeeper skin, which is just, once again, another recolor of an existing skin in the game. Respawn has already made the announcement that they will not be doing another recolor like the Peacekeeper Battle Pass skin, as the backlash from that was pretty massive. And so another question I get asked all the time is, well, what happened to that heatsink flatline recolor that was in the files? That was planned for a release. Overall, it was pretty cool. This is the one that fans actually wanted, not the Peacekeeper. Now, Crown Rondo let us know that the heatsink was originally added in with a reactive skin header, and it's true most likely going to be for an ALGS event. There was even ALGS specific themed packs, and the reward was a reactive skin. However, as most of us are aware, teams were having issues actually making that work, with the organization not finding the offer that EA had made to them to sell their trademark logos in the Apex store. Tech, who is actually an Apex code player, actually said that he had heard that a couple of T1 orbs were offered only $60,000 for the entire orb to be split up.
Blue hydrangeas, like the musician mentioned. It must be close.
Sounds like a lot to an individual, but split across 3 pro players who have a fairly large monthly salary, along with actual numbers who won't make any revenue off of it, as it is their trademark logo. This is a really, really bad offer. So the question is, are we ever going to see this flatline heatsink skin? Well, definitely not in the ALGS event, because I just don't think that's ever going to happen. And it is unfortunate because they had a ton of great skins that have been shown us, and a lot of these could have sold really well, and I personally would have gotten a couple as well. But like I said, that's not coming. Now, what could happen is that they decide to sell the flatline heatsink in a store bundle. Like I said, we already know that the skin and model are completely done and ready to
Strange.
control. But since it
That
won't be
tomb
an
is
heirloom
cracked
store,
open.
because that would go back on what Respawn said, although they have gone back on things we've said before, what makes sense is selling it in a store for a special sale, along with a couple of Apex packs. Overall, it's not the worst thing in the world to happen to this skin. It is a fan favorite. They did nerf the iron sight, so it has lost quite a bit of where it was prized previously. And well, they're adding in a bunch of new heirlooms, and I hope we're going to continue to see more and more throughout the season.
An island surrounded by blue flowers. Which is in this bowl could be there.
A fair number of legends haven't received them already, such as Horizon.
Which is in its resting place.
In this season, it does appear that Ash is going to be getting it, but it will be interesting to see what Boy Pereira and the rest of the team can actually come up with for unique animations for some of these legends who have had their heirlooms for a very long time and the fans want to see. Let me know down below. How do you feel about heirloom recode? Are you in favor of these? Do you like the new animations that get put in? And do you think that this is something good for Apex Legends going into the future? And until next time, Legends, stay out, ends. I'll see you out there.
Welcome to the top 17 stupidest tech fails of all time. So dumb, in fact, that I'd be impressed if you managed to make it through this video without wanting to smack your head against the wall. Or cook it. So number 17 is Hasbro's Easy Bake Oven. And the only thing you really need to know about it is that it is an actual working oven for children. So of course, we're going to try it. So you rest your cake on the edge here, and you put it like this. I believe it's a real product. Probably won't be surprised then to find out that the Easy Bake Oven had to be urgently recalled after 5 kids managed to get their fingers trapped in the door and burn
Stop searching for the cursed fog. It leads only to
Hasbro
death.
did then offer a free grade for parents to attach to their models to stop any further fingers going through, except it turns out
the mask of a tangled demon.
a great idea.
That was a
Because
warning shot.
quite possibly in the
Can't let my
process
guard
of
down.
trying to install the grate, a further 77 kids managed to get Easy Bake. Monumentally stupid idea, but I'll only give this a 2 out of 10 fail because it does seem like Hasbro has finally swooped in and made it almost impossible to send yourself in the latest models. Maybe I'll downgrade it at the end if the cake sucks. Number 16, the subject of food. Most people think that the iPhone was Apple's first ever smart device when it exploded onto the scene in 2007. That's because they want you to forget their actual first product, the Apple II. It was the first to call itself a personal digital assistant, or PDA. It could store your contacts, manage your calendar, and it came with a stylus inside of it for handwriting notes. And it was basically being sold as the way to have a personal actively helps you as you capture, organize, and communicate your ideas and information. Except that, you were almost guaranteeing the opposite. I just realized the date is set to 1994. The new tool's key selling point was that it could understand your handwriting, but came out 20 years before the tech was good enough to do that. Hello, my mom is Brit. You? Oh yeah, and it also cost $1,400 in today's money. 3 out of 10 fail. I feel like I'm getting stupider as this video goes on. So, you might have heard that Tesla's electric cars are absolutely flying right now. There's a 2-year waiting list for them here in the UK, but kind of strange because at the same time, one of their key main selling points, their so-called full self-driving mode, a lie. See, there's a big difference between full-on self-driving and just driver assist. One actually drives the car for you, which would be a game changer. And the other just means that you sit in the same seat as normal, you pay full attention to the road as normal, and the only actual difference is that instead of and on the wheel, just hold up slightly, just doing it, but ready to take it should anything go wrong. To make matters worse, during their public beta testing. Advertising the car as self-driving, charging people extra to find the feature, then using the fact that it's still late as a cover-up for whenever there's an incident. Now, if you spend a reasonable amount of time on the internet, there's a pretty good chance you came across the Grand Theft Auto 6 footage that recently leaked. Info leaks from big UK publishers require over 90 gigabytes. This top-secret, unannounced game, probably the most anticipated game ever. He leaked hours and not yet ready to show gameplay for the world to see, which has greatly hampered the public perception of it, while also apparently stealing
You're safe now.
My lord,
code, which
this is for you.
It's almost Grand Theft. Grand Theft Auto. And what makes the whole thing sting 10 times more is the fact that the suspect is currently believed to be a teenager who used a smartphone to do it. Someone at the GTA security team seriously dropped the ball on this. But there is a company with a much more consistent reputation for miscalculations. In fact, Google has had so many fails over the years that there is an entire website dedicated to hosting them, and it's got over 270 entries. But Google Plus stands out as probably their biggest flop of them all. It was Google's attempt at launching a social media platform in 2011 with a unique selling point that they called circles. It allowed you to split your friends into the various social circles that they fall into for you. your work friends, your gym friends, your exes, so that you can then post tailored things that specifically appeal to those groups of people. This is not a good idea. It ended up being such a burden on users, forcing them to manually sort every single person they added. And then on top of that, half the time it didn't even make sense to sort people. Like, many of your close friends are going to span many of your different circles, and so you're just left with this complex web of somewhat overlapping groups. At which point, Facebook's much simpler friend system, where you can just add someone once and that's it, was far more appealing. And so when you combine the fact that their key differentiator was just a hassle, with the fact that Google Plus was late to the game of social media, but was also being late with just about every standard social media feature, like having a smartphone app that you could message people through, it's not surprising that it was also a plus-sized, very expensive 4 out of 10 fail. Do you know what never worked? Celebrities using their vast amounts of money to build tech products. I mean, just look what happened with Soldier Boy when he tried to make a games console. The reality of it is, making a good tech product requires expertise, vision. Not how rich will.i.am had when he decided to make it. will.i.am came in very strong with his product. He told us how it wasn't just a companion to your smartphone, but that this was a smartphone with its own SIM card inside of it. But the product's astonishingly quick failure was very much deserved. It's 50% the fact that it looked, and more alarmingly, felt like a handcuff, with some reviewers even saying it sliced their wrists while putting it on. And the other 50% that, I don't know how you didn't see this coming, but there's absolutely no way you can do all the smartphone things you want to do. 1.73. It was being sold as this really slick, incognito way of keeping up to date with your life, but the reality of it was you crouched over in some alleyway, fumbling around with your oversized thumbs, trying to figure out how you were going to possibly type a complete sentence before wanting to burn this piece of junk. It was a great meme, but as a tech product, widely described as the worst thing I've touched all year, 5 out of 10. But who would have thought that the biggest smartwatch fail, potentially ever, would actually come from Apple? We all know that Apple is no stranger to luxury, and that they've always been on the premium end in terms of price. But in 2015, they really let their reputation get to their heads, when alongside their standard and sport model watches, they released the Apple Watch Edition, a line of hyper-premium $10,000 18-karat gold versions. They handed them out to big celebrities like Kanye West and Beyonce for marketing. This was going to be Apple's huge cash-in, a way to multiply their income beyond anything previously thought. But if you think about it for more than about 2 seconds, who wants to spend upwards of $10K on a smartwatch whose functionality, display, and battery will be instantly dated as soon as Apple releases the next model? Very few is the answer. Since the Apple Watch Edition shipped in low tens of thousands of units, which is bad for any major tech phone, completely abysmal by Apple's standards. The key thing they overlooked is that the smartwatch market is not like the normal watch market. The kinds of people who buy smartwatches are people who love tech. And someone who loves tech isn't going to sacrifice their ability to buy the next 20 Apple Watches just so they can afford one now that's a little bit shiny. But honestly, I'm excited to try it. Now, with all the crazy developments in AI happening every day, like that popularity, the point at which super intelligent AI becomes so intelligent that its actions can't be controlled or predicted by humanity. Think Skynet in Terminator or GLaDOS in Portal. And then every now and again, you just see something that reminds you, maybe we're okay for a bit. Like the Nightscope K5, the fully autonomous outdoor security robot. It was designed to scope out potential criminals with a whole suite of sensors: video camera, thermal imaging, a distance measuring laser, radar, air quality sensors, even a detector for suspicious wireless signals. And then anything it picks up, it can alert to human security guards who can then take action. Problem was, the robot was its own biggest obstacle. Like in 2016, a K5 unit deployed at a shopping center in California decided to take the law into its own hands by directly tackling a perpetrator who happened to be a 16-year-old model.
I'm in danger!
And then in 2017, a drunk 41-year-old man proved just how tough these would-be robocops are by knocking one over in a parking lot, where it stayed, because they don't have anybody for picking themselves up. You'd think that at least one of the advantages of hiring a robot over a human security guard would be that they don't get tired or feel pain. Not these guys. Because later that year, it all seems to just become a bit too much for one K5, who threw itself dramatically to its death, drowning in a walled fountain. I think the Robocalypse might be a little further away. Number 9 takes the dumbness to new heights. Back to Apple again. In fact, of all of Apple's misfires in recent history, you could argue that none have been greater than what Apple Maps was at launch. And it's not just that it was riddled with glitches and issues, but the fact that it was based on pretty low-quality geography data from TomTom led to landmarks that looked straight out of a Marvel Doctor Strange film. Not in a good way. And then even putting the sludgy, melting roads and cavernous ravines in the middle of the street aside, the app was actually sending people to places that don't exist. Like a completely made-up airport in Dublin, where many users found themselves just scratching their heads. Not to mention that releasing a maps app to the world when the software was so far from ready was also dangerous. In Australia, police had to issue a warning to motorists after multiple people were led to a park in the middle of the outback where they were stranded in potentially life-threatening 46 degrees Celsius heat without any water supply. This is a 7, and the situation was serious enough that Apple Maps has become one of the very few times that this company has actively come out and apologized publicly. But don't worry, there's plenty of fails to go around, because at number 8 is Samsung. Not for a smartphone like you might expect, but actually a washing machine. Or more accurately, 34 different models of washing machine. No points for guessing why they had to be recalled. Yes, explosions were involved. Specifically, there was a fault with these devices where the machines would shake so violently that the entire roof of the unit would unfasten and fly off, bruising, injuring, and taking out customers like it was some kind of planted military weapon, which forced Samsung to recall millions of units and offer a free repair to fix the loose fastening issue at the top of the unit. But even then, how ignorant do you have to be to design and test 34 different models of washing machine to the point where they're ready to go on store shelves without realizing that they're self-destructing? Number 7 is the Sinclair C5, and this thing was supposed to revolutionize personal transportation back in 1985. It was a tiny, three-wheeled, one-person bike-car hybrid vehicle with a range of up to 20 miles per charge. And yeah, that means it was electric. Well before most people even thought of electric as an option in transport. And sure, while 20 miles might not sound like a lot, the idea is that it was just enough to cover most people's daily commutes and eco-friendly. The Sinclair was literally $500.
Designed by Lotus, powered by a Philips hairdryer, built by Uber, and road tested by people who tried hard not to look like a pillow.
Yeah, it does look ridiculous. And the enthusiasm died off pretty quickly when people realized a few more things about it. That its top speed of 15 miles per hour meant that you might genuinely get to work faster on a normal bike. That its open design didn't give you any kind of weatherproofing, especially unthoughtful given that it was made for the UK first. And that it didn't have a reverse gear. This is no exaggeration. If you got stuck, you would have to get out your car, go around to the front, lift up the nose, and manually turn it around. Imagine the scenes. I'll give it a 7, but just imagine if you got into an accident in this thing. It could have been worse. Well, have no fear, because this next one definitely is. See, back in 2012, when cable TV was still the standard, and Netflix was just a baby, a new company called Aereo entered the scene. And they had an idea. Many people still wanted to watch these cable TV shows, but they wanted to do so in a way that was convenient for them, as opposed to making sure that they were specifically available when that show aired. And so what Aereo did was rented warehouses, leased thousands of tiny satellite antennas that allowed them to access those cable TV shows, all the main US channels like CBS, NBC.
Yeah. I said yeah. Okay. I'm not going to.
Etc. And then basically recorded them, and then allowed their paying subscribers to watch those recorded shows over the internet. And this was really popular with their subscribers. This was genuinely fixing a real-life problem that people had. So how could it go wrong? In the most brainless way possible, of course. Intelligent concept and advanced technology aside, the one key thing that Aereo overlooked was actually securing the rights to redistribute any of the channels they were streaming, which effectively earned them a fast-track ticket all the way to the Supreme Court, the highest federal court in America, where several of the biggest TV networks in the entire country sued them into oblivion for protecting their profits. Aereo had to immediately shut down their services after the case in 2014 and filed for bankruptcy the same year. All right, we're in the top 5. So, you've heard of GMO foods, right? GMO stands for genetically modified organisms, and it's where biologists use genetic engineering tech to edit the DNA of crops to make them more appealing to eat. Like creating tomatoes that can grow larger and last longer on store shelves. But someone always takes it too far, like we found out with a company like Genetics, who apparently found a way to genetically modify the DNA of a cow so that they could grow up without sprouting any more. horns. Usually, farmers have to remove the horns from their bulls for safety reasons, so this would be huge for both the farmers and the animals. Recombinetics claimed that they'd only done what could already be done through standard breeding practices, just a little faster. So they argued that their GMO bulls didn't need to be regulated by the US Food and Drug Administration, which is always a little sus. And of course, when they inevitably did get investigated, we found out why. Turns out, scientists at the company had accidentally spliced bacteria DNA into the cow's genes. And I mean, the fact that they'd unknowingly contaminated the gene pool was already catastrophic enough. But the fact that they'd also potentially made them resistant to antibiotics would have made them a serious hazard for future cows birthed by them and humans who were going to eat them. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Because once authorities realized what had happened...
Continue your search, and Tsushima will fall.
Enough. Speak plainly.
This is your last chance. Leave the ball alone.
And the violence is only about to escalate with number 4. So, you've probably heard, America has a bit of a gun violence problem. And the debate over the solution is unbelievably deep and complex. So, it was equal parts worrying and hilarious when Axon, a company whose mission statement is to protect life, very publicly announced their solution for mass shootings. Let's put police drones with remote-operated tasers built into them in high schools.
My goodness, what an idea.
Why didn't I think of that? Don't get me wrong, I applaud them for trying to make a difference. But it's such a tone-deaf idea that you could very easily see actually increasing the levels of violence. The announcement immediately became the laughingstock of Twitter, and then what made the situation even more ridiculous was seeing the backlash. Axel then responded by admitting that the majority of its ethics advisory board actually strongly opposed the project, but that the company had basically ignored them, which actually makes them look even worse, and led to 9 of the 12 board members resigning in protest, all making this Axon company look like a war joke. You know, maybe something more like washing machines people might have taken more seriously. Now, thankfully, Axon's taser drone never made it to production. The Russian chess robot did. And much like the K5 robot before, also managed to attack a child. I get you want to win, but that is too far. From the video, it seems like the 7-year-old boy tried to make his move, while the robot still thought it was his turn. And so the robot ended up grabbing his finger, squeezing too hard, and fracturing it. And then on top of that, officials from the Russian Chess Federation also had some slightly strange responses to the incident. Like the vice president, Sergei Smagin, kind of blamed the boy, claiming that it happened because he violated the safety protocols.
Stupid kid who committed that terrible crime.
And then I remember the Chess Federation's president made a truly insightful and emotional statement. The robot broke the child's finger. This is, of course, bad. You know, I wasn't sure how to feel before hearing that, but now that I know it's bad, maybe clear things up. 8 out of 10 fail.
Where am I?
The ball is cursed. You will see nothing but death to the end of your days.
First, I'll drive the Mongols from our home. After that, I'll worry about it.
You see, the demon will haunt you.
These are dark times, my lord. It would be wise for you to seek aid from Kami. Their shrines lie beyond the Torii gates.
Sometimes I wonder if they hear our prayers.
They're always listening and watching. If you persist in your efforts, they will accept.
Thank you. I'll keep trying.
Now, every now and again, you hear an idea that's just too good to be true.
Do you need anything, my lord?
I'm on.
Bye.
It usually ends up that.
Yep, you too.
An excellent choice. Worthy of a samurai. I look for your assistance, my lord. Anything you need. Use it to defeat the invaders.
Goodbye.